going on, guys? If you guys didn't know, they're actually showcasing a demo, I believe, today somewhere in the world that we got a lot of info for, and this stuff is pretty recent, within the last 40 minutes or so, just titty bits of information. But I'll also be going over some notes from I think a few days ago, posted by Jibaku. If you guys can just go check it out if you want to. His page is up right here on the screen. But he writes that the Caught Down activates on non-contact moves, unlike GUI. Now, Caught Down is the ability for Gossifleur and its evolution. That's the one that lowers speed on contact. Dynamax mons only get an HP boost. Max Guard blocks max moves entirely, including their additional effects. So with that, from what it seems, the number here is 177 and 265, I believe. And it says somewhere down here that someone did the math, that it says that the boost is actually 1.5. So that's all it boosts. It just boosts HP, which I guess it's in line with the whole getting bigger thing. You get bigger, you get bulkier. But that kind of draws some concerns to some people. People have been mentioning in the comments here about talking about being able to get these moves off, but I don't believe you can even use the normal moves. Every move becomes a max move when you're using it in Dynamax. So it's even mentioned here that right here is the actual math. 1.5, it rounds down to 265. This person mentions that if the cap is 999, then a level 100 max HP Blissey would have 1071 HP, and that's ridiculous. That leads me to believe that Blissey is probably not going to end up being in this game enchanting, and if they are, they would be outrageously pretty bulky, to say the least. So when it comes to like status moves or Swords Dance, it says here that Swagger, which is very similar to Swords Dance in a way. Actually, it does the same thing, but it just confuses. So turns into Max Guard. So it seems like the general moves, the stat boosting moves, just turn to Max Guard. So that's pretty cool, honestly. And I believe I saw a video somewhere of Nessa using her. She Dynamaxed her Dreadnought, and she used the move that he mentions here, Max Geyser. So you blocked Max Geyser with Max Guard, and what a move does, that if it's like an electric move, it seems, is that, or water move in this case, you get damaged, and also it sets up a terrain or weather effect. So that's pretty cool. So I guess we'll be seeing a lot more weather stuff. This is definitely gonna be like a setup thing. So you're not gonna be getting the typical, I think someone up here mentioned that a beast boost is going to be happening or something like that. You'll be using like normal moves, so you can't go into Dynamax and you can't just Swords Dance up and for 3 turns or whatever it is, and then just immediately start washing the entire enemy team. That's not going to happen the way they're saying it's going to happen, which is it's pretty cool for balancing sake. So another thing, Joe Merrick is actually he's been tweeting recently, actually in the last 40 minutes. I'll read a few of them. You guys can definitely check out his page. You guys know who he is. He says that in case there's some confusion, I can confirm that max moves have varying base power even if it's the same type. So his Dynamax Yamper that he used, I'm assuming in the demo, that only makes sense. Max Lightning one has a power of 120, the other one has a power of 130. So let's just say, for example, Thundershock and Thunderbolt. One of them would be lower. Clearly Thundershock would be lower and Thunderbolt would be the higher one for that example right there. Says he also played Link's Awakening and Luigi's Mansion. That's pretty cool. I'm not really into those games necessarily, but that's awesome. It says Sword and Shield looks great when playing. I can't say for sure, but I swear it's running with a consistent frame rate at 1920 times 1080 in the gym and battle. Dynamax definitely changes up how you approach the gyms too. And that's awesome to hear that the game is actually running pretty awesome, because one of the things that we had going on in Sun and Moon is that too many Pokemon on the screen, you would start seeing like the frames drop. I mean, it would practically almost freeze. It was pretty bad. He says he's on his way home at this 16 minutes ago. He's gonna upload some stuff, 3 minutes of footage, gets to edit. That's pretty cool. So I want to ask him about Yamper, not a Yamper, Impidimp, and he says it's his favorite Galar Pokemon. His animations are pretty awesome. I can't wait to see what he looks like, because that's a really interesting Pokemon. And also right here it says this person asked a question here: does Max Guard fail if used consecutively like Protect? Also, I'm assuming it doesn't protect you from regular moves. So it seems to be just a Protect. All the descriptions can sometimes be deceiving. See water bubble. Okay, so this move enables the user to protect itself from all attacks. Its chance of failing rises if it is used in succession. So it's essentially just protect. So your status moves are definitely not going to be, you're not going to go, like I said, into Dynamax and just start shooting off just whatever status moves you want to boost. So when you're done with Dynamax, you can just clean the entire enemy team. It's not going to work like that. People have been mentioning that Shedinja is not even going to, like, he's not going to get anything. I mean, you're going to boost him from 1 HP to 50 times that. Same. Okay, yeah, it's not going to work out the way they think it's going to work out. And then the whole thing, he's probably not going to be in the game. So I guess that's Dynamax is doing what they said they're doing in a sense, because if they're going to balance the game, there are certain Pokemon that just wouldn't fit with Dynamax. Shedinja, however you want to pronounce it, is one of those Pokemon. Chansey's probably one of those Pokemon. Blissey's one of those Pokemon. It's ridiculous to think. I remember that people were saying that they're just using balancing as like a cop-out as to why they're being incompetent or lazy over at Game Freak. And not sure if you guys know this, but I believe the Game Freak only owns 25% of the Pokemon, and Nintendo owns 75% of it. So that's just something I just want to throw out there. But the balancing thing seems to be doing exactly what it's doing. It's supposed to be doing. This guy mentions Megas are job changes, Z moves are super combos, and Dynamax is tank buffing. That's pretty cool. A pretty cool way to put it. So it seems pretty standard from what they're saying. It is for balancing, and this person mentions again, ban Dynamax Geomancy Zern the second the game comes out, and that's from a competitive standpoint. Of course, he's one of the most used Pokemon in VGC, and I can't wait to see how this plays out in VGC. Because I think we've yet to see if it's possible for you to do a double battle and Dynamax one of your Pokemon. I don't think we've seen that yet, but I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. I mean, you can't just be in a double battle, you Dynamax a Pokemon, then your other Pokemon disappears. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't work like that. That would be ridiculous. So it's pretty interesting to see how they're actually going about this. And people are upset and they have their own opinion. I'll leave my opinion off for this, but it's a pretty good way of balancing things. So Gyarados setting up Rain Dance. That's pretty interesting. They have more Dynamax moves on Cerebi. You guys should definitely check that out to see what else they do. But so it means that if you have two moves that are electric on your Pokemon, they won't do the exact same thing. One of them will be better than the other, which is pretty interesting. So if you had Thunderbolt and Thunder Wave would turn into Max Guard, and Thunderbolt will turn into the attacking move. I believe it's Lightning something, Max Lightning. I want to believe, and I believe that sets up the electric terrain as well. So these are really going to be for setting up. I can think of so many things off the top of my head that can really work out. They had like Tapu Koko, well, not even Tapu Koko because he already sets up the electric terrain. What am I thinking? But throw out a Pokemon to get your terrain up with a large amount of energy, a large amount of HP to sustain you for the to actually get it up. Like you Dynamax, you use your first 2 turns to say I forgot what number of turns you have with Dynamax. I believe it's 3. The first 2 turns for attacking or whatever, and then the last turn you use it to set up something. Like you use Max Lightning, and that sets up your terrain. When the Pokemon comes down, he already has like a boosted terrain ready for him. So this is really going to be, it's in a way I believe it's going to make the battle slower. I want to say, well, not slower, but maybe a medium pace, not too fast, because it only lasts for 3 turns. So you use your Dynamax, in your last turn you set up a terrain, your Pokemon is ended its Dynamax, and then you get a chance to, for the next however many turns the terrain lasts, to utilize its benefits. And that's going to be something interesting. But for those 3 turns, it's really risky, because at the end of your Dynamax, your opponent could definitely just go straight into Dynamax themselves. I mean, it's all about being strategic, and it seems like the VGC next is something that I'm going to be getting into a lot, and I can't wait to see how this all turns out. I will probably be doing another video tomorrow after the whole thing comes out with like the demo. Tomorrow I'm actually by the time you see this, it'll already have happened, but I'm actually turning 24 years old tomorrow, and that is, yeah, I guess I'm getting old. I think what's that meme with that kid on the bus? He's like, I'm in danger. Yeah, it kind of feels like that. I'm just getting up there in age. But I think that'll do it for this video. I can't wait to see how this turns out, guys. I can't wait to start breeding Pokemon, streaming breeding Pokemon, streaming competitive battles. I'm actually gonna probably get into the TCG and probably try to make it to some kind of tournament. I'm gonna pick up enough Japanese to probably try to do that if I have if it's in my spare time for the next 3 years that I'm gonna be in Japan. So stay tuned for that. I think that'll do it for this video, guys. Let me know what you think about it this whole thing in the comments. The Dynamax, the whole boost thing with just the HP. You think it's a waste? You think Mega Evolution should be brought back? You think it will be brought back? You think it'll be in a patch? Just let me know what you think down in the comments below. And I appreciate you guys watching and allowing me. No one flamed me about, hey, you took a break for too long, we're not gonna talk to you anymore. Everyone's pretty cool about it, and I appreciate that, guys. Thank you so much. I think that'll do it. Dom out.